Live. Hi, everybody. We have Kelly from dzncats4me Wellness Chats, and I'm SunPsychic Jean. Thank you very much for joining us. And hi, Pure Visionary Psychic Medium. Hi, Flowing. Hi, Anna Banana. How's everybody doing today? Thank you very much for joining us. I was so excited when Kelly accepted my invitation to come on and talk with us about her reading. How are you doing today, Kelly?
I'm doing fantastic. This is Quincy. Quincy wanted to say hi to everybody. So, this is one of my babies here.
Oh, his eyes are glowing.
Quincy has a really cool spot. Just right, lift up your chin, sweetheart. It sort of covers like right over his heart, which is really interesting. So, um, he's gonna go over here.
Hi, Quincy.
um,
Thanks for visiting.
right. Thank you for gracing us with your private. I'm doing great, and thank you so much, Jean, for having me on. I'm a wee bit nervous, and I don't know why. Sort of out of my comfort zone, but I think that the reading that you gave me, and all the things that have happened after that reading and because of that reading are really important to share with people. So,
Yeah, I was very surprised by it, but you it all came from you and your spirit guides, and I it just facilitated through me, and it was a very new and different experience for me, and
mm,
I just knew that other people had to hear about it and listen to what could happen during a reading when you trust the guidance and you have somebody that trusts you. You had to give a lot and open yourself up a lot in order for me to reach in and to touch and to reach your guides and your loved ones.
right.
Uh, it was definitely a partnership that allowed us to get to the end that we did.
Absolutely. I've never. I mean, I've only had like two or three readings in my life, so I didn't really know what to expect, to be perfectly honest. But you were so gentle and so patient with me, and just sort of like navigating to the point where I handed the suitcase over. Like I literally felt there was part of me that felt that my heart was going to fall out of my chest, and then there was another part that made me like I felt like I was gonna be physically ill because it was so intense and so powerful but so beautiful at the same time, and I could feel it. I could feel it, and it's making me emotional. I think that's why I was nervous. um, One of the things that I want to say is, since that reading and starting my own channel, so many people have said, oh wow, we can see it on your face and the transition and you're blossoming and all this. I mean, I look at this every day. I don't see it. Um, I watched that video and I was like, wow. The first thing I thought of was I looked exhausted, absolutely exhausted, and
You were carrying around a lot of stuff, and
yeah,
that's what was weighing you down and making you exhausted.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So my point is, when I watched it back, it was like I was seeing myself for the first time, how I used to look, and even that was another boost of positivity and love and forward motion. Like I can do this. Another sort of boost, and I was just, I mean, it was awesome, just awesome.
Yeah, it was really amazing. So I just want to say hello to a couple of people that jumped on. Hi Juno, hi Anna Banana. Hi Suzanne Fortier. How are you? Thanks for joining us. And Beth Knight and Starfish is here. Starfish has a video coming up as well. Hi guys, how are you? Ron Unconditional Love Tarot. God love him. I love when he comes on my channel when I'm live. I feel so secure, so safe. He's like my Archangel Michael. He's the Archangel Michael of this community. He is, oh, amazing. Thank you so much for being here, Ron. We love you.
Can I
You're
can
the
I
best.
can I say something about Ron?
Sure.
Um, Ron's story. I've heard him, tell his story on different channels in some form or some fashion. And like, I don't know Ron personally, but I know Ron. He's been on my channel. I've been on his channel. His story is very inspiring to me as a person who lives with diagnosed anxiety, panic disorder, and depression. He has picked himself up. And as a person who wasn't aware that I was carrying around baggage that was not my own, when I've heard Ron's story, it's very inspiring. So, anyone who doesn't know who Ron is, I strongly, encourage them to get to know Ron, because his name pretty much says it all. He is exactly that, right? He is unconditional love that he sort of puts back out into the universe.
Absolutely.
Very inspiring person.
Yeah. He inspired me the other night. I was watching him, and I'm not sure if he was in a class or where he uh, picked up the idea to hold a picture of his child self
Yes.
and to kiss the picture and say "I love you" to this 7 or 8 year old child, and to begin to open up that love for himself and that love for his inner child. I
Yeah.
just thought that was so amazing. Oh, I think it was on with uh, Medium Kim. I think is when he shared that. Just the tidbits that he shares with us, and it just opened up my mind, and I thought, wow, that is so profound. That is
Yeah.
amazing information.
It is truly. I had him on my channel talking about that very thing, because that is, a technique that people use to heal, self-love and inner child, issues. Um, and that is, in itself is invaluable, because what we don't realize is that we have those past hurts in our childhood, and we don't recognize them necessarily until it's way too late. Do you know what I mean? So that wonderful picture that he carries around with himself is a huge healing tool for many people. So wherever
Yeah.
you've seen him do it, it is worth a watch if you have any issues in that department. Absolutely.
It is. It's absolutely beautiful. I just want to say a little shout out to False Teeth Real Tarot. Hi, thanks for joining us. How are you? Ruth is here. Hi, Ruth. Ruth is another one of the readings that she allowed me to post on my channel. That is just mind blowing information. Thank you, Ruth. You are very magical. And let me see, get this to work. Scroll down. You guys are so supportive. Chris MK is here. Oh, and she said I blew her. Well, here I can post it up. She she was blown away by her reading, and she didn't know what to expect and never could have imagined what would have come through. Thank you very much for saying that, Chris MK. I honestly, we both, you were there, and Kelly, you were there. I was just as amazed as you guys are. And the more that I can do this, the more that I can trust the information that is coming through me, the more that I can feel free to be open and to give the information when it comes through.
Yeah.
It's a partnership for sure.
It's really interesting that you say that, Jean, because, like I said, I've just had a couple of readings, so I didn't have a whole lot to compare it to, but it's mostly, I did not expect anything that you did, with the exception of, talking to my grandparents. Like, that's the kind of reading that I'm used to.
Hmm.
And I've said to you many times, I give you so much credit for telling me what you shared with me. I don't really care where the information came through. In my opinion, it came from you because you decided to share it with me, right? I'm not a channeler. I don't know how that works. So, I've been in therapy for years. I've seen psychiatrists and all kinds of psychologists, and the thousands of dollars that I've paid in therapy, I mean, literally felt it come off of me like that. And the most amazing thing that has happened because of that experience that you so wonderfully provided me with is, a little piece fell off. That little, that of that big baggage that I've been carrying, just a little piece fell off, and I felt it instantly. And then, my heart was allowed to have a little more joy and a little more peace. And I don't even remember when the last time that happened for me was.
Wow.
You know, like the
Wow.
healing continued and is continuing, and it didn't stop when the reading was over.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah, I knew that. I think that there was a part in there where the guide said that it would be, you would need, or you would be able to call back that green starlight healing when you needed it, because there would be habits that you needed to break. There would be
Yes.
things that you would remember, things that would be triggering for you that may bring you back to a certain degree that you would need to revisit that, and it would be layers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do want to share this with you because this is important. To me, it's important to share this. I never. I don't really know how to articulate this. So after the reading, um, it might have been like a month or two. I just went and sat outside on my front porch. I wasn't thinking anything. I wasn't necessarily feeling any sort of way. I just was going outside to get some fresh air. And I sat on my front porch, and I live sort of like in cottage country. So, big trees and lots of stars, and I'm very blessed, right? So I went and I sat out my front porch, and I was just looking up at the sky, and all of a sudden I just started to cry.
Mhm.
And I, 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 I don't even know like where it came from. It was so odd because my thoughts are, yes, my brain moves, way fast, and that little hamster is constantly going, but the thoughts don't seem as like, it was like a neon sign flashing inside my head, if that makes sense. This thought came with like a bolt, you know what I mean? And it was just like, oh my God, I did this to myself. I did this to
Aw.
myself. And when I say I did it to myself, I don't mean necessarily like the baggage that I put on my back, but I did it to myself in terms of not releasing it and continuing to carry it. And I don't think I would have ever come to that realization if it wasn't for the reading that we had. And specifically, the handing over of the suitcase, and you know you adding the point about, the burden was not mine to carry. I don't think I ever would have come to that realization if you hadn't said those words to me. Make
Wow.
me cry. But yeah, seriously.
Well, that just reminds me of Dorothy in Wizard of Oz when she clicked her heels, her ruby slippers, and the good witch said, "You always had the power within you. You always had the power to get home. You always had it."
Yes.
But she had to go through those trials and tribulations and those scenarios and obstacles in order to find out where her true self, where her true power is. And
100%.
it was your journey,
Yeah.
and your ancestors said, I'm getting the chills so much. Your ancestors said, you went through it. You're through it. Now it's behind you. You've come out. You're successful. You've come out the other side. All of that trauma is behind you.
Yeah.
So just what is ahead of you is the rising sun and the horizon. And now
Yeah.
all your path is going to be clear. Your path is going to be smooth. There are no more obstacles. You have
Absolutely.
achieved your goal here on earth. I
Hmm.
was like, wow.
That was pretty intense. That was pretty intense.
And like Dorothy, she always had the power, and like you've always had the power, and these things come
Yeah.
up for us. All of these things, we all, this is the school of hard knocks here on earth. We all have trials and obstacles and tragedies and drama that we carry, or that we suffer through, or that we um, you know it's a school of hard knocks. We all have something to bear. We all have something to
Yes.
get over. And to know that we can get through it, we can work through it. We need to do the work and uncover and love ourselves through it. And that there is a possibility to being on the other side of it, to being where the horizon is, to being
Yes.
where the smooth road is.
Yes. Yeah. One of the best things that, I took away from the reading was, I've been told many times in my therapy sessions, that, you know, one of my triggers is I like to control situations, and one of my problems is I like to control situations, and you should stop controlling situations. Nobody told me A, why, and B, how to get rid of it until that reading happened. And I sort of hold you up on a pedestal like you're one of my little angels, because honestly, I mean, that piece of information, uh, I mean, I can't articulate what it did for me, but it was like, just like the floodgates open and whoosh, out it came. And I
Mhm.
mean, I still have a long way to go. But I mean, it was a life-changing moment. 100% life-changing moment. So if there is anyone that will, is listening now or will ever listen to this video again, who has any kind of issues whatsoever, that you're carrying around with you, 100%, reach out to Jean, and hopefully between Jean and your guides and her guides, you can get just this little bit of peace back to your heart. It is 150 million% worth it, because it was life changing. Absolutely.
I'm just so happy for you. I am so happy that I could facilitate and be a part of your healing yourself and be a witness to it. And
Right.
um and it just amazes me. It was part of my initiation. Um, Kelly, as you know, early on, I was just starting.
Yep.
I was offering free readings for practice,
Yep.
and you were helping me and I was helping you, and that's why it's a partnership.
Right.
And you helped me to trust my guides,
Yeah.
because how in the world could this, I didn't, I mean, I understood it was powerful, but I didn't really understand how life changing it was for you until I saw you on Nasty Woman's channel when they brought you on that special show they had.
Yep.
And I saw you and I'm like, oh my God, you're drop dead gorgeous. Look at you. You
It's so sweet.
changed your whole face.
Yeah.
Everything just changed.
Yeah.
And I was like, something lifted, something changed.
Yeah.
She's different.
Yeah.
She's different. Wow.
100%.
It's
100%.
beautiful.
It
And
was beautiful. Totally
you're a
beautiful.
part of my uh my spiritual path, my development as a psychic medium. You enabled me to trust myself by
Yeah.
seeing what you, because you had the ability to trust me to be there and meet me where I was meeting you. It enabled us enabled me to trust what comes through,
Mm.
and enabled me to help other people after that. And
Yeah.
it builds and it builds and it builds. But I'm telling you, Kelly, if you weren't the first one, you were like one of the first three for sure. For
Aw.
for
Well,
sure.
what's really interesting about that, Gene, and the reason why I mentioned that is because I don't know that people think of psychics or mediums in terms of like, oh, they can help me in that way, right? I certainly didn't, right?
I didn't either.
And so, well, I
I
guess
have to be honest
we
with
we
you.
learned something together, so that was amazing, right? That
Yeah,
was amazing.
absolutely. Absolutely. I didn't know a healing was happening. I didn't know a healing was coming through. I
Yeah.
didn't know. I did not plan it. All I
Excuse me.
knew, this is I have to tell you, since we're talking about it, this is how what I was thinking when I first started the reading. And I didn't have a lot of this. I mean, the reading was edited out, and there was
Yeah.
a lot of stumbling in the beginning. I was stumbling, and I felt a resistance with Kelly, and like I put a little bit of it in there. She was telling me her story, and I knew that she needed to talk and tell her story, and that got her very emotional because she was reliving the trauma. And then when I went to tune into her and connect with her, I was feeling the resistance. I was feeling the emotion, and I couldn't get there. I couldn't get past you. I couldn't get past the emotion. You had blocks up like
Yeah.
Fort Knox. I
Yeah.
mean, your blocks were strong. They were solid. They were 3 inches thick. Like
Yeah.
the vaults in the bank. They open that big door. That's what you had.
Yeah. I'm
So
aware.
I had to get around that. So
Yeah.
what I needed you to do was to open up and to connect to yourself. And that's where the starlight came in through your third eye.
That was
And it
amazing.
op- and it enabled, I'm like, okay, here they are. They're here now. They're here now. I didn't know. Honestly. I just said, guide me, help me to get past this. Help me to
Yeah.
get around this. I didn't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I tell you, I didn't plan any of it. Nothing. It all came
I
divinely
think that's
guided.
the best part about it is that, it was totally unexpected. And now I find out on your part as well as my own. It wasn't forced. I felt like I was in total gentle, loving hands. It was almost as if like my mom was standing behind me with her hand on my shoulder saying it's okay. I didn't feel that. I'm just saying, but that's how gentle it felt. I didn't feel pushed or coerced or provoked in any way. It just, I mean, you said it, and I was just like, okay, let's see where this takes us, because I had no idea what I was gonna get. Right? I thought I'd probably get a mention from my mom. Like, you know, I'm proud of you. That, like what you would normally hope to get from that type of a reading. Um, it was just a phenomenal experience, phenomenal. And so for whoever had anything to do with that, thank you. Ever so grateful, right?
Exactly. It was your guides and your loved ones who came in to assist us. It was my guides, and I'm sure that my loved ones came in to assist us. It was a group effort. It was this community holding me and holding you, and um, being a part of a community that we feel safe being around, and we feel like we know each other and that we trust each other, and that it's such a loving beautiful community that we all, and you were so generous to contact me. I mean, it was a whole collaboration. It takes a village, and
Yes.
the spirits are very much involved. um, your spirit guides, your loved ones, all of them enabled this whole thing to happen.
Yeah.
But I couldn't be happier. I couldn't be happier. Let me just go ahead and hit. I have Kelly's YouTube, Dozen Cats for Me Wellness Chats. I have her page that I'm just going to put into the chat right now. So before I forget, I had it in there in case anybody has not. Everybody here, I think, knows Kelly, but if you have not, I'd like you, or if you're watching this after, you can go over and subscribe to her page, and she
Yeah.
has amazing wealth of information, and is healing herself by helping to heal others, helping others for sure. So I also just want to say a quick shout out to Andrea. Hi, Andrea Galvin. She's a big supporter. And Terry Suzuki is here. She's my partner in crime. Hi, Terry. How are you? Thanks for coming by. And Silver Scribe, how are you? Nice to see you. Thanks for coming by. Um, Also, False Teeth Real Tarot
I see
is
that.
telling me that I had a visitor come through the window in behind me. I've had other people tell me that. I've had other people tell me that that's where my guides are, and they can see them coming through and supporting us. Wow. I just wish one day I could get it on, to get what you see on camera. like, like we did before. Aw. Thanks, you guys. Um,
Thank you everybody for being here. That's it's greatly appreciated. I want to say this because it's important. If it wasn't for this community, I mean, I've had three major things happen to me in the last 12 months, right? Uh, First being that we were able to get my mother's ashes, and I just really, really, really want to quickly say, 9.75 years we waited to uh, know where my mom was. And in fact, at one point, I believe I said that to you when we spoke. That's probably edited out of the video, but uh, at one point, my sister and I didn't even know. I mean, I thought she was someplace, and my sister thought she was somewhere else. Which, I mean, no person. I don't care who you are. I don't care how old you are. No person should not know where your parents is or their remains
remains.
or
Hmm.
whatever. Anyway, so we had a long court battle, and we got the ashes back, and we were able to have a lovely service and carry out my mom's one and only dying wish, uh, and so that was like a huge moment. Then I had a reading with yourself. Uh, this community has lifted me up and empowered me and made me feel safe and never alone and loved me and so many other wonderful things. It's just absolutely phenomenal the power that this community holds in its words, in its messages to each other. Please don't ever stop doing that. Please don't ever stop doing that, because you have no idea, just when you just say hello to someone, the difference that it can make in someone's day. I tell everyone in the chat, in my own chats, how much I love them and how much I appreciate, everything that they do. And I 150 million% mean it. You guys are absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
Absolutely, I second that. And it was this community that I found the classes, to take the classes to uncover and open up my gifts and open up the trust for me to use the gifts and to speak what I've been hearing and what I've been seeing, and to trust that there are people out there that would help me move along and evolve in my abilities. This is the community that I practice with on Monday nights for every week for months and months and months. I mean, it was intense, and it's just an amazing group of people. And I just want to thank each and every one of you, all of the support, all of the love, all of the kind words. It's really appreciated, and it's very powerful, very powerful.
It is.
So I would like to just offer anybody in the chat, if you have any questions, you can
Yeah.
ask them now if you want to ask me, or if you want to ask Kelly. And um, we'll start with questions about the reading, but it's pretty self-explanatory, and we'll give it maybe 5 minutes if nobody has any questions, or you can just say about the reading. And we're also open to, Kelly said she might pull us a few cards. If you guys want to just ask a question, like for yourself, you can do that as well. Whatever you guys feel like doing. We're about halfway through talking about the reading, and we figured for the second half we would give you a little treat and answer some questions. So um, I do. I don't know what cards I'd like to use. I don't. Yeah. The only thing is, I'd have to. I like the cards with the words on them, so you don't have to read the little book. It takes a little,
Yeah.
little while for me. So I got a new deck recently that I might like to try. Uh, it's the Wisdom of Avalon.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. So this is. Um, just really resonated with me. And it has a few words on each of the cards. So I'll just have to read it intuitively. But I want to get into cards. Honestly, you think You think, Jean, what are you doing? You don't have to you don't have to use cards. But I really want to incorporate other tools. You know my pendulum too. Oh my gosh. Do you have a pendulum, Kelly?
No, but funny that you should ask because I was just told today that I should get myself a pendulum. So that's something that I'm tossing around. So that's interesting that you mentioned that. I do want to say to everybody that um, where you are specifically concerned, Jean, that every time I see you on Allie's channel, you always make a special. Yes, Terry, I totally did. I phoned my sister immediately, and she couldn't understand anything I was saying because I was like, I was like half crying, half talking. And
Can I give a quick shout out to Scott Allen, Spiritual Essence? Thank you so much for stopping by my live, Scott. Woo woo! I'm also going to go ahead.
I want to say something to Scott. Well, I have everybody here in the chat. This can make me cry. For years, as I said, I sort of alluded to this before, being told, like, let it go, release it, forgive it, whatever. How do you do it? That was the thing that I needed someone to tell me. I didn't know how to do it. And I had watched Allie from Heart and Soul Connected, and she had a show on rituals and ceremonies. And I sort of understood the basis of that show was to put an action behind something or to something that would sort of like reinforce it. And then a couple of weeks later, she had Scott on for her series Resilience in a Time of Fascism and Plague. And Scott started talking about forgiveness. And again, I just felt like this push, say it, Kelly. And I put it in the chat and I said, how? How do you do it? Please, how? And he talked for like 15 minutes. He was so kind. And I mean, wow. And from that moment, I knew exactly what I needed to do. I knew exactly what I wanted to do, which is when I started my channel, I wanted to do a forgiveness ceremony. I took what Allie said about the rituals and the ceremonies. I took everything that Scott said. And one of the most important things that he said is this: don't just put words to it. You have to feel it. And I didn't know that I could. But he was so kind to me that I thought, well, I have to give this a shot because Scott said this is how you have to do it. And I don't mean to imply that because Scott said it, I had to do it. I just mean he took the time to assist me. And again, life-changing moment. And I held that forgiveness ceremony, and I mean, I instantly again felt a release. It was just amazing, and I'm so grateful to Scott for sharing that information with me, because I don't know that I would have been able to do it if it wasn't for what Scott shared. So thank you, Scott, very much.
Yes, thank you, Scott. That's amazing. Yeah, he is definitely an angel on earth, and you never know what you might say that will change somebody's life. I watched that very raw, very authentic, very healing and revealing and vulnerable ceremony that you did, Kelly. I was absolutely amazed, and I was almost a little bit of a mother saying, "Oh, too soon, oh, too soon," but you did it. You went through it, and you felt all the feelings, and you were brave enough to know that you'd be okay on the other side. You had this power and support around you, and I am so proud of you. That took so much courage. Oh my gosh, that was amazing. It was so moving for me to watch, and it's out there for everybody to watch. Oh my gosh, that was beautiful. And I did not know that Scott was a facilitator. I did know that Allie had the ceremony on her show, but wow, I'll have to go back and watch that now.
It was amazing, and I chose to do it live because in 100% honest, I didn't know that I could go through it or that it would have the same impact. My nieces, one of my nieces showed up in the chat that night, which was, right. And I had my husband light the fire. I wrote letters to my father and my stepfather, which is something else that I need to say about the reading. So I wrote a letter to my father and my stepfather. I read it out, and all the people were in the chat. And I mean, the love, like you could feel it, like you could totally feel it. And my poor husband, I was a flipping hot mess. But I'll tell you what, when it was done, I went inside, I cooked dinner. I don't cook dinner on like a regular night. So the fact that I could go in and cook dinner and I wasn't all like, was, I mean, that speaks to what it did. And it was instant that I felt it.
Wow.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Wow. That's your spirits guiding you and you following that guidance. That was so beautiful. Such a beautiful example for all of us that we need to go through and do the work, do the messy work, go through the feelings, go through the, remembering and forgiving and getting to that other side. And that you knew, well, I don't know, you didn't know how you would be on the other side. You just trusted. You said, I just can't go one more minute the way it is right now, is what it is.
Exactly, because that in the reading, I felt it then, and I was like, whoa, oh, this feels so good. I can breathe again. So if someone else is giving me another tip and another tool and another opportunity to release yet something else, I couldn't choose not to do that and continue to carry this weight, as you referred to it as the backpack, because it's literally what it felt like. I do want to clear something up. So in the reading, you had said to me, and it's important that people know this. I'm sure most of you in the chat do know this, but when you have a reading and, quite often, like, you're focused on the thing that you think that you want to hear or the thing that you think that you're going to hear. So you don't really listen to everything that's being said. And you had said to me about my stepfather and my father. And then I said, or not you said about my stepfather. And you said his lust. And immediately, because my father messed around on my mother, I went, that's my dad. And then I laughed and said, I don't know who we're talking about. You were totally talking about my stepfather, because what you said was his material lust. And I totally didn't even hear you. And only when I watched it back, I was like, oh my God, yes, it was my stepfather. So you need to pay attention to those details and watch the readings back, because after a while, you get more from it. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. There's only so much intake you can do at the time of the reading,
Yes.
but there's so much more afterward. Even when I listen back, because I don't remember what comes out of my mouth because it's guided.
Right.
Yeah.
I think Terry had a question. I seen it fly up there. Oh, here's the interesting thing, Terry. Now, I will make you guys cry when I tell you this, but so my sister has never understood why I have been stuck. We'll call it that. She has tried to be as supportive as she can. She has tried to be patient with me, but she has never understood what I was stuck on. And, of course I told her about the reading, and, she was happy for me, but not like, wow. So they didn't really need any healing in that way. When my mother was, before my mother got sick, my mother told me that she wanted me to be her executor. And throughout her illness, right up until 3 days before she passed, she told me that I was her executor. And so I thought that I was. And so when it turned out that I was not, and that I had no way of fulfilling the one and only wish that she said out loud, which she didn't say to anybody else but me, as her oldest daughter, I felt it was my responsibility, my job, my duty as the executor, whatever, to fulfill it. And I became sort of like a dog with a bone about the fact that I could not do that for my mom. I don't know that that's that weird or odd, I think, any child who has a good relationship with their parent who is asked to do that job would want to be able to fulfill their wish, right? But I became like obsessed with it. And so when we spread the ashes, and everybody who knows me knows all about my 11/11 story. So I've been seeing 11/11 and 1/11 for years and years and years. Never really understood it. My mom was never a believer, and we were at her house visiting. We walked in. We were out for a walk, and some ladies, they all sit in the garage there, in her neighborhood, and some of the ladies are like, "Oh, come over." So my mom, after a couple of beers, one of the ladies said something about she sees 11/11. And my mom's like, "Oh, honey, tell them your story." And I was like, "Oh, now you're a believer, are you?" Oh, so I told my story, and the ladies, laughed at me and whatever. And I went home and I looked it up on the internet, and it was like, your window of opportunity is open. And I'm like, I don't even know what the heck that means, but okay, whatever. Moving on. I continued to see it while my mom is sick, while my mom is in the hospital. And I'm shouting it out to my family members, it's 11/11, it's 1/11, it's 4/11, it's 6/11. And they're like, shut up, we get it. You see 11/11. Like, nobody understands it, nobody's into it, nobody. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So I had a reading done by another individual that I was gifted last summer, and that person told me at the end of the reading, she said, come up close to the Zoom camera and pointed her finger in my face. She said, I feel like I'm supposed to tell you that when you see 11/11, that's your mom. And so so every time I see 11/11 and 1/11, I say, thank you, mommy, I love you, and I miss you, and or a kiss. And this is going to make me cry. When we did the ashes, just to tie this all up, when we did the ashes, I did like a little prepared speech thing, I guess you would call it. And it was just my sister, her children, and our husbands there. And for whatever reason, I decided to do time, because for me, it was all about having to wait all that time. And so I started off saying it was 3,393 days. And the very last thing that I wrote was 111 months.
Oh, wow.
And I have it in my phone saved. So this isn't me making this up. This is the last part of what I wrote. Thank you for the 11/11 and the 1/11 message last night, Mom, as I was preparing these thoughts. It is my confirmation that you're with me.
Oh.
No joke. Isn't that interesting about the 111 months?
Wow. It is synchronistic, and it is another way for us to realize we are all connected. We all have connections. We are connected to spirit. We are connected to other realms. We are connected to each other. We are connected in more ways than we know. And it is an amazing synchronicity, an amazing, it's also a healing for you. It's an opening awareness. It's another awareness.
Yeah.
And it's another level.
I see it. Sorry, I interrupted you. Sorry. Every time I see it, I feel my mother's presence, and that in itself just fills me with so much, hope and joy and just love. And so it's a great thing, really, is my point. All right, I'll be quiet. Let's throw some cards, unless anyone else has a question.
So Juno made a comment. That's amazing, Kelly. I have a real strong connection to 11/11. And yeah. So if anybody has a question or wants to just say if you would like to have a card pulled for yourself, we can do card pulls and just read it intuitively. I also wanted to say hello to T-Barb, and you're right on time, T-Barb. You are not late at all. She is so sweet. She makes such a beautiful comment on the post, and I just really appreciate your support there, T-Barb. Welcome. Thanks for coming by.
I made my own oracle deck, everybody.
Okay. Ron says he sees those numbers often as well.
Yeah.
Let me just see. So butterflies are free was the first one to ask for a card, and I'm going to star the rest because they're all wanting cards. So if we want to start with butterflies are free.
Sure.
And we're just going to go for another 15 minutes or so. Okay. Here are the cards.
What?
So would you mind if I go?
No, go for it.
Because I'm pretty quick with my card pulls. I'm going to read it and then I'll show it to you. It's called The Bard, Music, Poetry, and Myth, History, the Enchantment of Storytelling. It's called The Bard.
Wow.
That's beautiful. Butterflies are free. Do you like music, poetry, myths, history, and enchantment of storytelling? Wow, that's so cool. What'd you get, Cal?
All right, so this is from my own oracle deck. This is the throat chakra, obviously located at the throat. When your throat chakra is in alignment, it helps you with making choices, self-expression, your free will, following your dreams. And if you don't mind, I'm going to share this. So Adrienne from Red Lentil Healing was on my channel talking about the chakras. She is wonderful. And she said to me specifically that when you don't speak your truth, when you're also healing from, hurts, pains, traumas, whatever the case may be, the throat chakra stops you from communicating, and releasing that and talking and sort of getting the help that you need verbally as well as hearing it. And she suggested to me to sing, to open that up. So I don't know if that resonates or not. Butterflies are free, but that's what I got for you.
That's really good. Be creative. Listen to your intuition and share it.
Yeah.
Share your creativity. Wow. These are just they're adding maybe you should pull the cards and I'll get the hits. Okay. So the next one we have is Juno. She would like a card, please.
All right. My friend Juno, who told me the other day, may I share, that she feels like I am, that we have so much in common in our past stories that we could be sisters. And I told her that I was honored to be her sister. So thank you, Juno. That was so kind of you. So sweet. Literally, probably one of the nicest things that anyone has ever said to me.
So the card that I pulled for Juno is partnership.
There you go.
Isn't that beautiful? She is a partner with many of us here in this community. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Juno. That is your gift to us all, the partnership. Beautiful.
Juno, I pulled 333 for you. The angel number 333 speaks to support and that you're being guided on your journey. My friend, don't ever give up. Don't ever, ever, ever give up, because as we always say at dzncats4me Wellness Chats, you are never alone, my friend. Never. Must always believe. Must always believe. Oh,
that was beautiful. That was so beautiful. Oh, that's lovely. Okay, next we have flowing.
Did you see what she just wrote?
No, because I'm in the.
You told me yesterday that I would be getting a partner, and then you just pulled the partnership card for.
I don't remember that. Did I really? Wow. I think I vaguely remember that.
Holy crap! Yeah. Are you serious? Juno just said that she was. Hold on, I got to read that. That's
holy crap.
Freaking me right out. Where did it go? I was born. Oh my God, what does it say? Juno. I was born at 3:33 on the 333rd day of the year. I want to swear, but I'm not going to. That is outrageous.
Wow. Synchronicities. We're all
Right
connected.
out.
There are no coincidences. We're all magically and divinely orchestrated. We're all divinely guided. This is just another confirmation, the synchronicities that are happening here. Wow.
I'm like crying and
Wow.
talking all at the same time. I'm a mess. Holy. Thank you, Scott. He's just catching up.
Juno says, "Thank you both. I'm in tears." Oh, that's amazing. She's going through such an immense awakening and acceleration, and I love when she says warp speed and stuff when she's
Yeah.
been asking questions on the chat. It's amazing to watch her development and her acceleration. It's just so beautiful. Thank you for sharing, Juno. We appreciate it. Okay, my next starred question or person that wants a card is flowing. Oops, flowing.
My good friend.
It is not easy going back and forth to the start and to the comments, but I'm trying.
Starfish says that this is your best show.
Oh, she's my biggest fan. Starfish.
Ron says this is magic.
It is. You're right, Ron. And you're part of it. That's right.
Wonderful.
Oh, it's hard flipping back and forth. Okay.
Wow, Flowing, your card just like popped right out.
Wow.
I love it when that happens. So from my own deck, this is from the interactions section. That's what I call them. So you've got communication, being heard, information coming in, listening, and hearing, and speaking your truth, which is something that Flowing does when she is in all of the chats. She is always participating, lifting each other or lifting others up and sharing of herself, which is not easy to do. And it's just wonderful. And I also pulled a color card for you. I love these cards. If anyone cares, this is the secret language of color. And I've got the card Aqua, which says experience peace and calm.
Wow.
Which
That's
if you
beautiful.
speak the truth, you will experience the peace and calm, right? And it's also a master number of 33, my friends.
Well, Flowing is saying, yes. Thank you, Kelly. Love you. So, Flowing, I also pulled a card and it's blowing me away. It's called The Lady of the Lake: Absolute Truth, Courage, Self-Respect, and Responsibility. And believe it, girlfriend.
Lady of the Lake in the water, in the aqua.
There you go.
Oh, and Flowing says that she sees 333 all the time.
And the flowing in the lake, the water reference, definitely. Yeah. Wow.
Wow, I was right. All right. I could do this all day. Who else? Who wants another? I'm ready to go now.
We're just getting warmed up.
That's it.
Okay. So T-Bard says, may I please have a card? I'm normally not interested in a card, but it feels supercharged here. God love you, T-Bard. That is so sweet for you to say.
Very kind.
And you're welcome, June. Flowing. Flowing says, Jean, beautiful. Thank you. I'm just reading your energy. Right back at you.
Ron says it's flowing great. All right.
If I missed anyone, just please repost. I'm sorry if I missed you. I don't see anybody else, but we can do a few more cards here. Go ahead.
T-Barb, this is from the Empath Empowerment deck. This is the deck I was telling you about, Jean. This is by Dr. Orloff.
Oh, wow.
So nourish your body. The message on the card reads, if you are tired, rest. If you are in pain, pamper yourself rather than pushing through it. Treat your body as a precious friend. Listen to its needs. And I also pulled from my own deck. This is from the interaction section. This is medication, support, clarity, building a solid foundation, which, they kind of go hand in hand, right? Listen to yourself, listen to your body. I hope that resonates.
Wow.
Helps.
Oh, sorry, I keep setting my glasses down. This is the eagle, spirit, integrity, connection to the angelic realm.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful card.
Nice going, T-Barb. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so next is Melinda Salinas. She would like a card, please.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, I don't know how some of you people do it that are on these lives all the time. Like Scott, I don't know how you do it. I don't false teeth real tarot. I cannot keep up. I'm like, where's the questions? Hi, Vibe Works. Hi, how you doing? She wants a card too. I'll add you to the list.
Sometimes it is difficult to navigate it, but I've got it down to a fine science. My problem is when someone else comes on the channel that I'm all like, where are you? And I don't know where I am, and I don't know what to click.
Maybe I'll let Kelly do the cards and I'll do the reading. I'll do the clicking. Cartomancy is here. I just want to say hello, Cartomancy Mesquite. Is that how you say your name, right?
That's right. Hello, friend. My tarot partner. She's my practice partner.
Oh, very nice.
Mm-hmm. She is wonderful. As well as Anna Banana, we've tossed some cards around too, practicing together.
Wow, very nice.
Melinda, I have Forest Temple Enlightenment. Just the card is stunning. Absolutely stunning. This is from the Sacred Forest Oracle. And then I pulled from my own deck, of course. Whoops, camera is there. Transportation. Speaks to a fork in the road, being on a journey, seeking direction, which is exactly what that speaks to, right? Enlightenment. That's the information that you receive when you're seeking direction, right? You go to spirit, you ask, and you let your guides tell you exactly what you need to be doing, how you need to do it, right? So receive those messages, be open to it if you're searching for a message.
Beautiful. Well, Melinda, I also pulled you a card, and this one's very simple. It's called Letting Go. And what you're letting go of is the idea that you are not connecting, or the idea that there is no synchronicity, or the idea of that it's only you. It's not only you. You are hearing messages, and it all is real. Like, let go of that denial, that programming that we all have in this incarnation in this world today. That's what I feel like that letting go meant. That's kind of why I had to add something to it. Sorry.
Awesome.
Okay, so the next one that I have is Pure Visionary Psychic Medium is Terry Lee, and she would like one of the cards, please. Hi, Terry. Thanks for coming. Sorry, Kelly, did I interrupt you?
No. I just like, oh, that's Terry Lee.
Yes. And we're going to be doing a live on her show on the 4th of February, I believe. If you could just confirm that in the chat, we're going to do a live on her show. That should be fun. Okay.
This one flew out of the deck. Communication, being heard, information coming in, which, hello, that's not really, it's kind of funny because I'm pretty sure you get information coming in all the time, right? And listening and hearing. I say that all the time on my channel. There is a total difference between listening and hearing. And I'm sure that as a medium, you guys have had to fine tune that skill, right? More so probably than most people do. And also speak your truth. February
Well,
4th is when you guys are all on together, according to the chat.
excellent. Thank you. And I just posted Terry Lee's Pure Visionary Psychic Medium YouTube channel, just so you guys have it. And you guys can check us all out there. Go over there and subscribe. And we'll see you on, I think it's a Friday night. We're going to have a night out, a girls' night out.
Woo!
Well, thank you. And Terry, I'm going to skip you just because we have a couple of other questions. I'll pull a card for you later on the down low. The next one that wants a card is Gypsy JJ. Hi, Gypsy JJ. Thank you very much for coming and watching. May I have a card, please? Gypsy JJ.
Absolutely. One of the reasons why I made my own deck, besides, just letting my creative juices flow, was because I have very small hands and I needed a deck that I could actually shuffle.
Excellent.
Instead of having to pick up.
Pure Visionary said, beautiful. It spoke to me. Thank you. And Terry Lee said for Terry, that is so Terry Lee.
Thank you. That's so kind. Appreciate that. Gypsy JJ, I got 999, the angel number, release, things coming to an end, thinking of the next step. So I'm not sure if you're in the need of, maybe you're going through something, or you've, something in the past that you're releasing and letting go of. That's what I got for you. What'd you get, Jean?
Nothing but the best for Gypsy JJ. It's love. One word, love. I love these directions.
They're beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Absolutely.
Very lucky. Very lucky, Gypsy JJ. Well, good one. Good one. So the next question, High Vibe Works. She would like a card for her. High Vibe Works. Thanks for coming and watching. Aw. Thanks, Flowing. She said she subbed to Pure Visionary. Thank you. Gypsy JJ says, wow. That's so funny. It's so funny. Okay, I think this might be the last one, Kelly, just because we're going over an hour a little bit.
Yeah, that's fine. I got 3 cards. Sorry, like they fell out. So sorry, you got to go with what you get, right? So tame negative thinking, lovely image with the birds and flying around there. Really quickly, the message is when negative thoughts arise, experience the feelings behind them and then shift to a larger, more compassionate perspective. The second card is restore yourself with alone time. Lovely image on that of the sailboat and the sunshine. Take a break from the busy world, replenish yourself in the stillness, meditate, stretch, nap, garden, do whatever quiet activities your spirit yearns for. And then the third card is slow down. So they all, like, there's a bit of a theme happening here, right? To avoid burnout, don't do too much too fast. Going slower lets you appreciate the miracle of the moment and the richness of your life. So I hope that those resonated. Sorry, they all came out at the same time.
Wow. I get the cow. Nourishment, abundance, asking, and receiving. I hope Allie's watching because she loves cows. That's beautiful. Nourishment, abundance, asking, and receiving. That's beautiful. Thank you. I have a special encore request. Scott Allen, he's like, no card for moi. we can't skip Scott. He needs some guidance. He needs a card. No pressure, Cal.
Right? Holy.
Well,
thank you guys for saying that they resonated. I appreciate that.
That is sweet. And I just want to give a shout out to Angel Feather Tarot. She's stopping by to say hello. Thank you for your support and stopping by and saying hello. That is so sweet of you to stop by.
Thank you, Sheila. You know, I struggle all the time with whether I think I'm a reader or I'm not a reader. I told you that. And it is just so appreciated to know that, you know, there some stuff is working here. So I appreciate that, you guys. Thank you so much. All right, a card for Scott, eh? All right. Well, friends, I can't make this up no matter how hard I try. So this is from my own deck, Prayer and Intuition. Both of those popped out. So Prayer says, connect to your higher power, asking for help, searching for answers and guidance. Intuition says, gut instinct, your inner voice, trust the signs. I mean, thank you. I don't know. That was pretty good, Paul. It's like telling someone what they already know that what they do. You know what I mean? That's awesome. I love it.
I got an amazing card for Scott. And Scott, you'll have to let us know if this resonates. The card is called Risk. Risk. He risks love. He risks his vulnerability. He risks opening up himself. He risks revealing and loving people and sharing himself. That's the risk that he takes that enables him to be so healing and loving and sharing to everybody, to this entire community. Your heart is felt farther and wider than you could ever imagine, Scott. I'm telling you.
100%.
And it's because you're brave enough to risk that vulnerability to reach out to everybody.
Yeah, it's not easy putting yourself out there, is it, my friend? It's not.
No, and the more and more I get to know about him, the more and more I love him. He's just he's has zero ego and amazing capacity of love and kindness and wisdom that he loves to share. That's what I love too. Very wise. Very wise.
Thank you, Terry Lee. Appreciate it. She said she loved my cards.
Yeah, they are. They're very intuitive and very meaningful. Very meaningful. Well, everybody knows that I'm going to be on with Scott on Tuesday, and I'm going to be on with Allie on Thursday, and with Terry Lee and Terry on Friday the 4th. So I have some amazing connections that I wish you all to join us, and thank you all for being here. And Kelly, what do you have coming up? You say you have
yes, I have stuff. So 9 p.m. tonight Eastern time, Oracles and Chat, where we toss a bunch of cards around and I do a lot of chatting. No surprise, folks. And Wednesday at 6 p.m. we have our wellness chat. I have a challenge that I'm going to issue on Wednesday, so I don't want to let anything out, but we'll be talking about a one topic all month. And on Tuesday at, I don't remember the time, so that's really, really, really bad promotion, but I'm going on to Nancy Jean's garden to talk about, mental health awareness and throw some stones around and throw some cards around and have a little bit of fun there.
Wow, that's beautiful. I love Nancy Jean. She's the best. This whole community, all of the content providers.
Yeah.
I love them all. I love them all. I love you all. And I love you, Kelly. And thank you very much for coming on and talking about the reading. And thank you for just being there and for doing your work and allowing the opportunity to blossom. It was a miracle. It was miraculous to see, to watch it on video.
It was pretty awesome to live. So thank you I will be forever grateful. I think I'm your biggest fan, even though I can see you have, so many in the chat, but honestly, you changed my life. So thank you.
You're welcome, Kelly. And thank you. And thank you everybody for being here. And we'll see you again real soon. Lots of love. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.